Well, welcome to the Mrs. R Relevant Daily Draft Podcast. I am Jim, joined by Daniel and Dalton. Both of them are from Home Squad Sports. Dalton, it's your first time on camera with us, so welcome.
Thank you, man. Good to be here. I'm excited.
Cool. And Daniel, I think you were on camera one other time, I think?
Yeah, we did a first round mock, I believe. I think we did two of those. One off camera with live chat, and then one on camera as well.
Awesome. So we are going to go through teams 17 through 24 in the draft order, and we're going to talk about who we think are the first round choices for that team. And we're going to use the Draft Professor Simulator, and we're going to do this thing right here called the First Round Fanatic Challenge, which is 5 unique first rounds for that team. So each of us is going to get a chance to do 5 picks for each team. So you're actually about to hear about 15 picks for the Bengals.
Yeah.
Okay. So the simulator is going to go through its draft order, right? It goes through and it's picking, and the simulator is interactive. So that means that fans are the ones that put all the players there. Okay, so if I have to think of what the Bengals are going to do, I think they're going to look defensive line, but right now the only one that's there is Walter Nolan. I think they would look edge. I definitely would do Izaraku if I was the Bengals. So I just did my first round. It immediately starts the next first round, and the simulator will be smart enough to make sure Izaraku is off the board. So if Izaraku...
Sorry, are we supposed to see this on screen? Okay, I was going to say.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah, I was talking to the whole thing, and it's like I know what I'm doing. Thanks, Daniel.
He said already off the board. I was like, okay. I was like, maybe. I was like, I assume so, but I do see. I kind of hope he's there. I guess.
We'll see. I do think Cincinnati, Malachi Starks is on the table. Like, they need safety help, so I think that would be a legitimate pick. So now it immediately kicks us into the third one, and it makes sure that Izaraku and Starks are off the board. Okay. I think out of this group of players, Jalen Walker and Derek Harmon would be interesting discussions for the Bengals. I do think they need an off-ball linebacker. I think Jalen Walker to the Bengals, I think that's a pretty good pick. And if Harmon is there this time, there's a good chance he's going to be the pick. So if we look here, Izaraku, Starks, and Walker, my first 3 picks are off the board. I would do Harmon over Grant here.
That's early for Izaraku, I feel like, man.
So you aren't top 17 high on Izaraku?
I mean, I like him a lot, like top 25, but not top. I mean, what is that? 11th, 12th, 13th pick?
That was 17.
Yeah, but they got the Dolphins taking Izaraku. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
13.
Because it's a first round challenge. So what it does is if I picked Izaraku, it's going to take Izaraku 4 picks before me to make sure he's not available for me.
I get it now.
Okay.
That was a legitimately good question.
No, for sure. I was like, and then 13's way too early for him. I was just making sure. Yeah.
Now, for the Bengals, if they have to make a choice between Green, Nolan, and Campbell, I think Campbell is the best prospect because they could use tackle or guard help. So that's why I did that. So my 5 for the Bengals were Izaraku, Starks, Walker, Harmon, Campbell.
Okay, nice.
Okay.
So
I with Jihad Campbell, I think if you're deciding you're gonna go linebacker in the draft, Jihad's pretty much your only option first, unless you really trust your scouting on some diamond in the rough. But
I mean, Michael Williams maybe, but I don't know if he's a true linebacker. Yeah.
So Dalton, I will put you in charge of this Bengals first round. So you're looking for 5 good choices for the Bengals.
Okay, so my first one I got, not sure if he's going to fall this far, but if he does, it's absolute must take. Mike Green. They need pass rusher. Sam Hubbard retired. Hendrickson might get traded.
So Mike Green is off the board.
Okay, so the second one would be Jihad Campbell. Would be my.
He's off the board.
He's off the board as well. Walter Nolan.
Okay, so there we go. So we'll go Walter Nolan.
Walter Nolan is my third best pick for them. They need interior help, like you said, and he's just an absolute great player. I don't know how good he is against the run, though. He's a great pass rusher, but I don't know if he's really great against the run or not. I got Shemar Stewart next.
And I think Stewart's good. Yeah, Stewart on this simulator doesn't really get too far.
Wow, he went that early. Okay. I had Kenneth Grant.
Kenneth Grant is off the board.
Oh my! Well, that was my 5. So
okay. So
let me reevaluate.
So and that's the interesting thing about this simulator because it's interactive. All those players are there because the fans of those teams like them.
Right.
They're picking them when they use the simulator, so they go to the top of the board. So it definitely makes the first rounds a little bit more difficult.
Let me go with okay. Well, I'm gonna go all defense, like you said. The Bengals got to go defense. I like Ezra number 2. You had first pick. I like him number 2. They need an edge rusher a lot. They just lost Sam Hubbard retired, and Hendrickson might not be there or not. So they got to get another guy.
Okay, so if Nolan and Izaraku aren't there, who do you like between like Harmon, Starks, Walker, Michael Williams?
I like
down the board.
I like Jalen Walker here. Jalen Walker.
Okay.
He reminds me a lot of the who was that guy that got drafted first overall from Georgia a couple years ago? Does anybody remember the name?
Give me a minute. It wasn't Trayvon Walker.
No, that's right.
Did Trayvon Walker go to Georgia?
I was thinking it was a Walker, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, he reminds me a lot of him. Same game, so I like that pick a lot. And then number 4, I like Harmon to plug the middle. He's a good pass rusher. Production in college kind of worries me a little. He wasn't great at Michigan State at all, and he was a starter. Had one good year in college. Could have been the system. Had a lot more talent around him there.
Okay.
And number 5.
Now Mike Green's there.
Oh, well, perfect.
And
there
so
you go.
It's Kenneth Grant.
Oh, Mike Green ahead of Kenneth Grant, though. I got to pick Green over Grant for sure.
Yep.
We saw Green firsthand, and he's a beast, man.
Okay. So out of all that, we have 1 A+, and that meant that the player was the highest player on the board. So as a fan, if you're watching, if you can get 5 A+, send me the screenshot.
Right, yeah.
Right. It's possible, but you may have to do a few of these over, like the same way that like on this podcast, we're doing 3. We might be setting Daniel up. So Daniel might be able to get some A+ for Cincinnati. But Daniel, what are you thinking the Bengals would do in round 1?
All right, so we've pretty much covered most of my list. I did have a reach, though. I had Mike Green as my first one. Then I had Jahdae Barron as my second. So, yeah, I think if they want to go there, if some people might think it's a reach, but I just think if you have to go defense unless they're going to get a stud, like maybe a 10-year guy, which I do have Gray Zabel actually on my list for him. I just think he's can't miss guys. I had Derek Harmon as well.
Okay, so you want to do Gray Zabel?
Yeah, I do want because Jihad Campbell's off as well, right? He was off the pick before.
I'll verify that. So
I think he was.
Yeah, Jihad Campbell's off the board.
Yeah,
as is Grant.
Mike Green, Derek Harmon, both on the board.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I've been seeing them go 18 to the Seahawks for so long, honestly, and a lot of the boards. So I mean, a pick before that is not too crazy to me. But I see some people have him down around 25 as well. So, but I think he's the best offensive lineman there. But that's going to be available for sure.
Okay, so do you like Simmons?
Yes, I do have Josh Simmons on my list. He's kind of down there towards the end, but he is on my list.
Okay.
He actually have him in my recent mock going to the Texans, but we'll see. Yeah, but that's if they. But my number 1 prospect for the Texans right now is Josh Connolly.
Okay, so for the Bengals, if Barron, Zabel, and Simmons are off the board, what do you think they do?
And then Harmon as well, Derek Harmon.
Harmon's right here.
Yeah, Harmon. Okay, yeah, one. Yeah, Derek Harmon.
And you would do Harmon over Will Campbell?
Well, okay. If Will Campbell's down that far, then yeah, I would take Will Campbell. I think he is going to slide in the draft. I just some of the tape is a little iffy to me, honestly. I think he's going to slip.
They need O-line help a lot, but I just can't imagine going O-line over D.
I just think if you're a team that needs O-line in the first 12 picks, trading back just wouldn't be the worst, just because there's kind of technically backloaded in that back first half, early second. It's crazy.
Hey, Brandon, it's good to see you here. We are doing first round options for teams 17 through the 24 in the draft order. And if you stick around, we will probably do the Texans because, Brandon, if you're here, we'll make sure that you get some time because Brandon is a Texans fan.
I accidentally went till 25, so I do have 5 for the Texans.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Okay, so if the Bengals have Izuraku, Harmon, Nolan, and Green and Starks on the board, which one do you think they pick?
And then so on the out of those, will I have to pick?
Well, I mean, you could technically pick any available player. I mean, Jihad Campbell's there.
And then, okay, but Mike Green's still on this board, correct?
Yeah.
First one, yeah, I'll take Mike Green. Yeah. No doubt.
Okay, so we see some D's, B's, and a couple of A pluses. So you got more A pluses than Dalton and I did. Kind of thing.
Okay. And then I do like Simmons. I don't know if he'll go that high. I got him around 25, but I do like him. I had him down further, but if Zabel, I just don't see Zabel being a bad pick right there. I just think he's just going to be a Zach Martin type guy. Honestly, I think I really do.
Okay, so I'm up for the Seahawks, 5 first round options. So I'm immediately thinking pass rush, wide receiver, interior offensive line. So Donovan Jackson at, 17th overall. I think there's a discussion there.
You took him over Tyler Booker, though.
I definitely would take I have Jackson higher because Jackson has tackle flexibility.
That's true.
Right. So from a wide receiver standpoint, I could definitely see Luther Burden going to Seattle. So I think that needs to be part of the conversation there. They definitely need a dynamic receiver. I think Tep McMillan.
Oh, he's on the board. Wow.
Makes sense.
Definitely. I wanted to put him in here, but I've just seen so many people saying he's going to go to the Cowboys. But
again, and the algorithm here will mix it up a little bit. So a player may drop. But
yeah, I don't like the copy and paste picks. I mean, there's going to be some more fluctuation, I think, a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's going to be some
this
crazy. I mean, there's not going to be a crazy Aaron Rodgers green room moments where a guy's just falling crazy. But I mean, 2 or 3 picks here and there, I think it's fair game for a few of these guys.
And now here's an interesting pick. So even though Jalen Walker as a linebacker edge for Mike McDonald, I can't see I've done enough mocks where I've seen Walker fall all the way to the end of round 1.
Yeah.
But I don't see it. Like, there's between Mike McDonald or the Ravens. Like, why would you not take Walker if he's there, right?
He's all over the board, man. He's a guy.
Yep.
I mean, he started when mock draft season started. He was top 5.
Yep. Now I see both safeties here, and I know it's a Mike McDonald team. However, I think the needs at wide receiver or interior offensive line are bigger. I like Matthew Golden over the safeties. One of the reasons I don't go interior offensive line as much for Seattle is because they do have 2 second-round picks. My opinion is that the drop-off in wide receiver is steeper than the drop-off in interior offensive line, right? So if we were to say like the 5 best interior offensive linemen are Zabel, Donovan Jackson, Tyler Booker, maybe Ratledge, maybe Will Johnson, and maybe just insert a few other guys. My opinion is at least one of those 5 is going to drop to Seattle in round 2. You're not going to get any receiver that is the ability of Burden, McMillan, or Golden in round 2.
See, I'm on the other side. Honestly, I think this year's receiver class is deeper than top heavy. I'm not huge on Burden. I think Jack Betch can be just as good as Luther Burden.
Yep.
I like. Well, I think
third rounder. You know.
I think I have the Seahawks had Jaden Higgins, maybe them taking a slot, but I did have Burden / him. I took him off last minute because I don't know if that's a little bit too high for Burden. Some people are saying they don't like his character or something, but I don't know. I could see him going to 18, no doubt. But I think Zabel, if he's still available, we'll see.
Okay.
But I would take.
So Daniel, we'll put you up first. So if you have to choose between like Zabel, who's right here,
Will Campbell's on the board,
or Will Campbell for Seattle.
If Will Campbell's there at 18, I guess you would have to take Will Campbell just because all the hoopla and then just I guess game reps, high level game reps. But I could see them playing just as long as each other, maybe longer. Who knows?
Okay. So if Campbell is off the board, would you do Bray Zabel or Tyler Warren?
Warren
for the Colts.
No, for the Seahawks.
Oh, sorry, for the Seahawks. Oh yeah, then I'll do Bray Zabel.
You would okay? So you're Zabel over Warren.
I don't know if Warren will be there.
But that's not the question.
Yeah. On the board, on this board currently, yeah, I would take Tyler Warren. You got to take a playmaker.
Right.
Yeah. He's so good.
Yeah, you got to take a playmaker. They need him.
Mm-hmm.
He's so good at football.
Okay. So if Will Campbell and Tyler Warren are off the board for Seattle, and you have Matthew Golden there, Burden is there,
Igbuka there too.
Like
Igbuka. But to me, Igbuka and JSN would be duplicate. When do you take Zabel over any of the players that are here? Like, do you take Zabel or Jalen Walker?
I couldn't take Zabel over Nick Emmanwori just because he's such a freak this year. I mean, I just couldn't do it. Yeah. He had the best combine by far. I mean,
that's true.
He set records.
So Will Campbell, Tyler Warren, Nick Emmanwori off the board for Seattle. Tet McMillan is there. Gray Zabel is there.
That'd be great. Both are such greats. That's splitting hairs. I would take Tet right there. Yep.
Okay, and this would be your fifth and final for Seattle. So Campbell, Warren, Emmanwori, McMillan are off the board. Josh Simmons, Gray Zabel, Tyler Booker, Jihad Campbell.
I take Zabel right here.
You said Zabel?
Yes, Zabel, yeah.
Okay. So this time we got 3 A pluses. So like as far as grading goes, Daniel seems to be kicking Dalton's in my butt as far as the grades go.
We did get a D. Let's call that in there.
I'm honestly surprised if some of those dropping. I mean, I can see Tet dropping. I really would be so surprised if he goes top 10, top 12. I really will. I'd be so surprised.
Okay. So we will do Seattle and Dalton. This is you talking about what the options are for Seattle. And I guess it might be better if I actually run through who got taken in round 1 so that you have a better idea.
Is Kelvin Banks on the board?
So the picks were Ward Sanders, Hunter Carter, Graham Genty, Membu, Jalen Walker. Then it was Will Johnson, Shamar Stewart, Harmon, McMillan, Grant, Warren, Green, Jihad Campbell, Walter Nolan. So who did you just ask about, Dalton?
I asked about Banks.
Kelvin Banks.
But if Will Campbell's still there, he's a better prospect. So I'll go Will Campbell.
You go Will Campbell. And there's a reason he's sitting at the top of the Seattle board because a few of us have taken Will Campbell to Seattle before.
I mean, if he falls that far, I think it's automatic.
Yep. And Banks is here, so is Tyler Warren.
They got Noah Fant. I'm not a great weapon. They need more weapons. I'll go. If Warren falls, they got to take him.
Yep.
I think they'd be stupid.
And this is what we're doing, right? We're setting up a draft board for Seattle. So when you're doing this for a team, even if you say, well, I've never seen him fall that far in another mock draft simulator, this simulator is different, right? The fans are the one controlling the boards. So if people don't pick Tyler Warren, he's going to keep dropping.
Yeah, I get it now. I like it.
So you have Campbell, Warren off the board. Do you like
Kelvin Walker?
Oh, Kelvin Banks is off the board. He went to Miami.
Oh, okay. Right here, I think I like. Is Booker on the board still?
He is.
Yeah, give me Tyler Booker.
Okay.
Ted. Oh, man. Yeah. As again, if Ted falls, he's so different than their first two receivers. I mean, Cooper Kupp and Smith-Njigba, if you get a big guy outside, that's huge.
I would agree with that. He complements their wide receiver room really well, in addition to being a very good player.
He complements them like perfectly, yeah.
Yep.
If he falls there, that's not good for the rest of the league, I don't think. Last one, okay, I had Zabel, Ibuka, and Golden.
Zabel's here, Golden's here. Ibuka is still here.
Yeah. See, I like Golden more than Ibuka, but I like Ibuka. Yeah, give me Ibuka over Zabel. No, not like Ibuka. Golden over Zabel. Give me Golden. I had both of them on the list, but Golden was a little bit ahead.
Okay, so you're up to 3 A+. So both of you are getting better grades than I am right now.
We'll see. You haven't gone yet, for the Seahawks.
Okay, so the next team in the draft order is number 19, Tampa Bay. So this one's usually a team that stumps me a little bit.
Yeah, tough one.
My opinion is that I am looking for edge, corner, and wide receiver. But at the same time, I don't think it's a first, and I could also see them going safety. I don't think it's a first-round wide receiver for Tampa, simply from the standpoint of they have Evans and Godwin. So I think they will invest in wide receiver because of the age of those two. I just don't think it's in round one. So a couple corners I want to mention. I'm digging deep down the board, but Benjamin Morrison on this simulator was not very high because of the injury, but it looks like medicals have come back and they're clean. So I'm definitely going to go Benjamin Morrison. And then same thing with Revel. Medicals appear to be coming back clean. So I am going to say at minimum, the first two corners I would consider here are Morrison and Revel. And if you've watched the station before and I haven't picked those guys in round one, my mind changed last night. So I think both of those guys would be really good picks. And now notice that the linebackers are here. I think Campbell would be picked over Walker. So that was why I picked Campbell there. Okay. If Mike Green is here, I'm going to do Mike Green over Walker.
I like that.
Yeah, he's good.
Okay, so Will Campbell is here, and where I would be going is saying, okay, what is your offensive line situation? Because, like, realistically, if you look, Izaraku is here. Starks or Izaraku, I think, would be more likely to Tampa Bay than Campbell, even though Campbell's a higher rated prospect. I don't see the Bucs going offensive line in round one. So I'm going to go Starks here. But that last one was actually, like, I had to think of, would I do Izaraku there or Starks for the last one? So Morrison, Revel, Campbell, Green, Starks. Okay. Where are you guys on Morrison, just out of curiosity right now?
I was always a big fan of him, even with his injury. I like him a lot. And when he's on the field, he's locked down. He's a big corner. He's physical. I like him a lot.
Okay. So, Dalton, we'll put you on the clock for Tampa Bay in round 1. So, 5 choices for round 1. Most of the time when we do a first round challenge, everybody's round 1, iteration 1 will be the same, meaning what Dalton had, what Daniel had, and what I have for round 1 should be nearly the same. And the only thing that would change is if, like, Brandon in the chat is actually doing mock drafts while we're doing this and he changes the board of somebody early. Dalton, what are you thinking for the Bucks?
Go ahead.
This
board, I like Jihad Campbell, Mike Green. They're both off. So Jedi Barron's my next highest ranked. Yeah.
So you like Barron over Starks?
Yeah, for them, man. They're just losing. They're losing corners every year. They've lost a starter the past 2 or 3 years at corner, and they're just not replacing them.
Yeah. So Jihad Campbell is here.
Yeah, I'll take him for sure. Lavonte David about to retire. They need a lot of help there.
Okay, so Jalen Walker is here.
Starks. See, actually, give me him and Worry. I have him over Starks in my board.
Okay. Okay, so Barron, Campbell, and Worry are off the board. Notice how Will Campbell's not as high anymore. It's because I skipped him last time. So he's moved down.
Well, Mike Green's available on this one. He is my second best pick for the Bucks, so I like that. So I took Barron, Campbell, and Worry Green. Okay. This guy's not ranked high on this site. I guess the fans don't like him at all, but give me James Pierce. I know it's going to be a bad grade, but he's a good player.
I like him. He's a dog.
I don't know why the fans don't like him at all, dude. He's like 120th. See, I got a D for him. I knew it was going to happen.
I don't know that I'm going to take a first-round pick on a player if I don't know if he's coachable.
That's fair. He's just 4.47, man.
Every coach thinks they can fix every player. You know, they think I can fix them. Yeah, they're everyone. It's everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Some coach is gonna bite.
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying with Travis Hunter. If Travis Hunter can just if he did corner and just got burnt, somebody's gonna take him as a slot. You know, down the line. He doesn't have. You know, that's just my opinion. I think he should stick to corner. But.
Okay, so Daniel, you are up for the Buccaneers, and notice how Barron is now the number 1 player. So Dalton, the way that you did your first round challenge, like by when you picked Barron, he moved to the top of the Buccaneers board.
Yeah, that's I have both these top 2 guys, Barron and Worry, both on the list. I have Worry a little higher, so either one.
I'm sorry, I went Barron.
Either one. No, either one. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, and you said you liked Worry too.
Yeah, I love him. I think he's
you do Worry over Jihad Campbell.
For the Bucks, I would have to do Jihad Campbell. Okay. Just he's not my number 1 for him. And Worry is second for me, so on my list. And then Barron was 4th.
Okay, Worry or Jalen Walker.
So we've got we'll go Worry.
Okay, so if Barron, Campbell, Worry are off the board, Jalen Walker, Mike Green, Starks is there, Amos, Golden, Izaraku, Williams.
I think Mike Green and Jalen Walker are both on the board. Then, let me go ahead and get. And we've already, but does that take into account you've already picked 2 linebackers, I guess? But no, let me go ahead and get Mike Green if he's on the board. Yeah, Mike Green.
No, different drafts, yeah.
Right. So each of these, think of it as a different draft, right? So we might be calling Mike Green's name for every single team here, because if he's dropping, do we take him? That's the question. If he drops, it's the BPA, right?
Yeah. Okay. And then this is the last one?
Yeah, so we have Izaraku and Williams are there. Will Campbell is Tet. Amos, Golden, Revel. Colston Loveland is here.
Isaiah Thomas.
I do like him. I like Maxwell Hairston a little bit more than him. I don't think I'm gonna take him, but let me go with Loveland as well. I don't know what they're looking at the end. But so we have some. Can I see the edges?
Sure.
Izaraku, Michael Williams.
Give me Izaraku.
Okay, and as we do more of these, we're seeing some A pluses, which means we grab the top player on the board. And again, if you get 5 A pluses, that means that we're doing pretty good. So Brandon, is that Packers trade real, or are you just joking in the chat? Like, did TJ Watt get traded while we were on the podcast?
No way.
Oh, really?
No, he put something in the chat, but I think he's joking.
Packers trade their first for TJ Watt. Oh, no way. He's trolling, right?
Okay. So the Broncos. So my opinion is you shouldn't go with a running back in the first just with how good the running back class is unless it's Genty. If Genty's there, I would take him, but I'm not going to be Omarion Hampton at 20.
No, Genty's my first option for them too. Yeah. I agree with you.
So I'm going to do Loveland. If he's there, I think that's a really good pick for Denver. So I'm thinking also, so you can see some wide receivers. I know that the Denver fans like Igbuka, so I am going to follow the multiple Denver fans that are in the Draft Professor feed. Okay. So this is where, to me, things can get a little bit interesting.
Hampton, Golden, Burden.
Kenneth Grant. They need a big player in the middle. So I know that the Denver fans, like if you noticed, Denver fans are the second biggest user of the simulator. So there's a reason these players are here, right? I mean, they have done a lot of mock drafts. The only team I believe with more is Buffalo, and I'm a Buffalo fan, so that makes sense, right? But just between my following and then their following. So Matthew Golden, I would do over Hampton from the standpoint of, like, I do agree with you guys that the wide receiver class has some meat in the middle of the draft, right? I would still say Igbuka, Golden, Jaden Higgins, McMillan, and Burden, those 5, there is a big drop-off after those 5. Right, with what you're getting. That doesn't mean that you're not getting a good receiver, like if it's Jalen Noel or
Ty Felton
or Jack Besh. Those are still really good players, but they are not the players of the first 5 that I mentioned. Whereas if you're looking at a lot of other position groups, to me, like the drop-off an interior offensive line, it's about 8 deep in the first 64 picks. And whether you took the player at 20 or you took the player at 52, you might be able to get them in both spots.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've done Grant and
Loveland, Igbuka, Grant, and Golden.
Yeah. So I'm going to throw one at 20, and that's going to be Alfred Collins. So I even took Collins over Harmon, just to prove and get the. I want the conversation that fans need to get that Alfred Collins is going to go closer to pick 20 than he is pick 50. He still may fall to like pick 40.
Yeah,
but he's not getting out of the top 50. Like,
I agree with that.
People like him. So don't believe your mock draft simulator. Believe the boards and how people have him ranked. it would not surprise me if Alfred Collins goes in the range of picks that we're covering on this podcast. So Daniel, you're up for Denver. So, and Ashton Genty in that one never fell. That's one of the things he never fell.
That's how I first got on the board, but he didn't fall in any of yours. So.
Okay, so Denver's on the clock. Daniel, what are your choices that you're looking at? Colston, Loveland, Egbuka, Golden are there. I moved Alfred Collins up the board.
Michael Williams.
I don't think that they need edge as much as interior.
Okay, and we're looking. All right, so and then to go to the other, also no running backs at all here. Okay, Marion Hampton is my number one for the Broncos. Yeah, I think they are. I don't think this is smart. I just think that's what they're going to do.
So, and the interesting thing is, what is it, Javonte? Who's their running back? The other North Carolina guy.
He's gone though.
Did he leave?
He's in Dallas.
That's right. That's right.
They don't have anybody really. I mean,
but my point was, Hampton is a clone of Javonte, and Javonte left because he wasn't a good fit.
I think he's a healthy Javonte, though. I don't think Javonte ever got back to his full potential, in my opinion. I've seen him in college. He was absolute huge prospect. I loved him coming out.
Okay, so if Hampton is off the board, what's Denver going to do, Daniel?
Okay. Man, really torn between Loveland and Egbuka right here. But give me Egbuka.
So Hampton and Egbuka are off the board.
Golden and Grant.
Okay, now I do like Burden. He's on my list right here for him. Burden or Matthew Golden.
So Golden is number one player on the board right now.
Yeah, let me go ahead with Golden.
They get the A+ grade when it gives it to you.
Yeah, for sure.
When you pick the top player, that's the player that gives you the A+.
Yeah, I could just pick the top guy every time. That would be lame.
Okay, and then this is the last pick for the Broncos.
You still have two more.
Two more.
Hampton, Egbuka, Golden are off the board.
Okay, give me Harmon.
Okay. So Hampton, Egbuka, Golden, Harmon off the board.
Oh, Tet fell in this draft.
Love that. Yeah, let me go ahead and get Tet. Yes, Tet. Yeah, I'm really curious what they're going to grade that.
Oh, if they get Tet,
they're all A's. If you pick a player that's within the top 8 on the draft card, that's how you get your A. If it's player 9 through 16, it's a B. If it's 17 through 25, it's a C. If it's 26 through 32, or actually, if it's greater than 26, it's a D.
Yeah, I'd say on draft night, if they don't get Hampton for whatever reason, or Burden, I'd be really surprised, or wouldn't be surprised if they trade back. Honestly, get their back later on.
Everybody wants to trade back, but there has to be somebody worth trading up for.
Right. Who's our trading up for this year? That's what I'm saying.
That's true. I think that's where somebody's going to be falling at. We're going to have a couple guys falling, I think, right around here. I think we're going to see a lot of guys that are going to kind of wreck some boards because they fall. I'd be really surprised if Mason Graham don't fall, Will Campbell doesn't fall. Those are two.
Really, Mason Graham, huh?
Yeah, I think Mason Graham is one of the biggest.
I can't picture him falling outside the top 10.
It's just the biggest, mock, I don't know, kind of like a mock pick. Everybody just kind of penciling it in. And if you're short and stubby like that, you have to have, Olympic strength, and he doesn't have it.
I don't know, man. He looks like Aaron Donald on film. He's just pushing everybody back.
And So one of the things that just happened when Daniel was doing it, you never pick Loveland.
Yeah.
So by skipping Loveland, he went from 7th overall on the board to 8th, which made Ibuka become the top player on their board.
Well, I'm still taking Loveland first, so. Either way.
Yeah, Loveland's he's so fast. He's
a second. He's my second on the board for the Broncos behind Ginty. Ginty's not available in any of these. Apparently, he's consistent.
Well, if Loveland's there at 20, which I don't have him there at 20, because I think that in the real draft night, I think
he'll go before that.
Yeah, I think it will. I think
there's some people at Draft Professor that have Loveland as tight end 1. They would even take Loveland over Warren.
Now having 2, but I think
I think that's the same. With all due respect to them people,
I think him and Warren are going to go within 5 picks.
Yep. So
Loveland's more receiver.
Daniel, in that group chat, let them know that you're one of the people that have Loveland over Warren. You will find some games.
I don't have Loveland over Warren. I just have Warren. I think Warren's going to go, and then someone else is going to get Loveland, and I think the Colts might be getting Loveland. So him at 20 would be really surprising. But if he is there at 20, no brainer.
Yeah. All right, second one. Give me Ibuka here.
Okay, so if Loveland and Ibuka are off the board.
Golden, Hampton, Harmon, Grant. Okay, let me get They just need weapons. Give me Golden. They need help outside. Cortland Sutton's the only guy they got. Marvin Mims is deep shot only.
I'm really curious about Harmon. I think he's.
I don't love Golden as a prospect though. Never had 1,000 yards in college.
Okay. So
Golden,
Ibuka, Golden off the board.
Hampton or Tet is what it comes down to. I don't like I'm going Hampton actually. I'm going Hampton. They need a back, man.
Yeah, they just need somebody to hand the ball.
I know it sucks to go first. I don't like Jeff running backs first round, but they really need one.
I think they will. I think so. They're only one that.
I don't know who their starting running back is right now. I mean, is it Audric Estime?
It is.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, the fifth one. They need help interior. Oh, they always got a good secondary. Ted or Harmon?
Harmon's such a question mark for me.
I'm going to go offense here. Give me Ted. If he falls here, I got to go Ted. I know he's similar to Sutton. I don't love it, but.
And 3 A+ there in the middle.
Yeah, I like those Goldens. I like Golden.
That time I didn't even do it on purpose. You know?
I'm really excited for him and Jaden Higgins.
It was really the best fits that time.
Okay, so I am up for Pittsburgh.
This team.
The first one's going to be Milroe, because I personally believe that's going to be the pick on draft day.
Yeah, I had him on my list for Steelers.
So I am going to go Milroe. They need corner. They need both slot and boundary. So the first guy I was going to look for is Barron. He's off the board.
Revel, Amos, Harrison.
But I'm definitely going to give a shout out Benjamin Morrison. He needs to start moving up in the simulator. I am happy to start the trend.
I like it.
Okay. So if Milroe and Morrison are off the board, I would definitely go Revel.
Yeah, Morrison was our 23rd pick in our first mock.
Yeah, I had him in our first mock. I had him 23rd, man. So I love Morrison. Most people aren't on our side, but I'm glad we see eye to eye on that one.
Okay. I am also in the camp that Maxwell Hairston can go in round 1.
Yeah.
And I like his athletic ability over Amos. I think Amos is a more polished player.
Absolutely.
But I think the upside on Hairston is higher because of the athletic ability.
Fastest guy in the draft.
Yeah, fastest corner. He killed it, man. I think he ran a 4.39. Yeah, 35-inch vertical.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Or no, he had 39-inch vertical, 4.28. Yeah.
Yeah, 4.28. Yeah.
I'm gonna go Jihad Campbell.
Oh yeah.
Like he dropped. Like I'm looking and saying, okay, what would I do? What would I do? I mean, but Will Campbell. So do I do Will Campbell? Which Campbell do I do? Okay.
Campbell battle.
I am going to go Will Campbell, saying better prospect. But if somebody were to hate me because I didn't do Jihad Campbell, maybe I deserve that. So
seems like a Mike Tomlin pick, but
I actually like that you didn't take Jihad. They can plug and play linebackers in Pittsburgh, seemingly. Robert Spillane was good there.
And they have Patrick Queen now, right?
Yeah, they got Patrick Queen too. Yeah.
I like him.
Okay, so Daniel, you want to take the GM control here for Pittsburgh. So what are you thinking for Pittsburgh as this thing kicks off?
Well, I think their guy that they're hoping falls to him is Eamon Worry, but I don't expect him to be on the board here.
I don't think. No, he is.
Oh, he is Eamon Worry. Yeah, give me Eamon Worry first for them. And then give me Jalen Milroe. Have him as well, and I'm scared they're gonna get Travion Henderson. I'm scared.
Really?
I'm scared. I don't think they should. I'm scared they are.
Hampton's on the board. I don't think so.
Hampton's still on here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Henderson's on the board too.
Yeah, give me Hampton. Yeah, I gotta take Hampton.
Yeah, they don't have a back anymore either.
Okay, so Worry, Milroe, and Hampton are off the board. What does Pittsburgh do?
Milroe and Hampton. Okay. And then Golden's gone as well. Okay.
Yeah, Golden went the pick before Denver.
I actually wouldn't hate Jalen Walker here, but
I agree.
I like Jalen Walker. Yeah.
The thing I like is Pittsburgh knows what to do with a player like that.
Yeah, they do.
They know how to unlock them.
Yeah, that's why I would be if Burden falls to them as well. I wouldn't be surprised if he was there.
So now Golden is there.
Yeah, give me Golden.
Or Harmon. I like Harmon there a lot.
Give me Golden.
Golden.
They haven't had a good receiver in so long. I mean,
Pickens is good. They just need somebody else. Yeah, you need somebody else.
Nick, yeah, I would love to see Nick Worry get coached up by Mike Tomlin. I mean, I think Mike Tomlin's crazy enough to put him in some linebacker packages.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it'd be great to see.
He's big enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dalton, this is you for Pittsburgh now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes I forget if somebody's already done them because at this point we're at
I don't know the rank.
We used your simulator last week, and I was losing count every other time. It was only 3 of us.
I don't know how Hashidura is on your board. On this board, is he available?
Milroe is the highest.
No, I want Dart over Milroe.
Dart. I love it.
You want Dart over Milroe?
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
I think they're going to try to do a Taysom Hill type situation with Milroe there, but we'll see.
We got Golden, Milroe, Hampton, Harmon. Is Burden on there?
Yes.
Yeah, give me Luther.
Yeah, I like that pick for.
Yeah, so Pittsburgh is one of those teams that typically doesn't do wide receiver in round 1. They're just like Green Bay.
I know, but they need one so bad.
Well, and again, it's some people say, well, here's how my board is. I always try to be predictive, but everybody can do this their own way. So that's.
I like. I got Derek Harmon on my top 5, so give me Derek Harmon here.
He's one of your top 5 best players, or
for the Steelers.
Okay,
definitely not top 5 overall in the class. No way. I said I'm iffy about him. He only had one good year in college. All right. Here we got who we got. Milroe, got Hampton, Walker. Give me Hampton. He's on my top 5 for him. So
you would do Hampton over Jalen Walker.
Why do they need Jalen Walker?
Okay.
Like, why do the Steelers need Jalen Walker? You know, they got T.J. Watt and they got Alex Highsmith. Got another receiver. They need help.
So Will Campbell's there.
Golden's a lot different than Pickens.
Yeah, Campbell's
there.
They need corner.
Yeah, go to corner. I had a corner on the board, but all mine are taken that I had for the Steelers. Let's go Azariah Thomas. Let's get him a first-round pick.
Nice.
Yep. We got
long, lengthy guy.
And what I love about this exercise is how many times will you see, like on some simulators, you can see Azrae Thomas fall into the end of round 2. So this is all about listening to how people value the players, and the simulator is going to generally go with what the most popular, the most popular pick is the guy that moves to the top. So, okay, so we just did Pittsburgh, so now we are going to do the Chargers. So my immediate thoughts for the Chargers, this is a Harbaugh team. He likes linemen.
Oh.
So it's what Michigan players are available and what does the line look like. So if Colston Loveland's there, my opinion is he's a Charger.
I would love that. That'd be a great pick for them.
He loves the Michigan guys. I mean.
Yep. And then I'm also looking for Kenneth Grant. And this isn't me being like a homer, so Kenneth Grant isn't here right now. So
I was too. He's number 3 on the board for me for the Chargers overall.
Right now he's going 13th overall to Miami.
Man, he's climbing the boards every day.
Okay, so I do think Michael Williams that he would fit Harbaugh, and I would take him over Starks. Right, because Starks was the player that was higher.
I agree.
Starks is falling on our drafts. I don't think have any of us even took Starks once.
I think he will fall. Yeah, he's not on any of mine.
I got him on the. I got it for the Vikings. That's it.
Okay, I am gonna pull one out here. So with T-Mac on the board, and Burden on the board, and Egbuka on the board. Jaden Higgins needs first-round love.
Yes. I love Higgins a lot. I like him. Him. He's just like, to me, he's Tet light, though,
He's huge.
That's what I'm saying. He's Tet McMillan light. He's the same body, same size. That's something. He's slightly worse.
So, and I think the key point there is that he's not the same receiver as Golden, Burden, or Egbuka.
Right.
So, I agree with you. He is Tet light, so I will take Tet here. But I think the point that I'd like to make for any listener is that just because Higgins is wide receiver 5 doesn't mean that the other 4 receivers should go before it. If a team wants an X, it's going to be McMillan or Higgins.
Right. Absolutely.
Right. And Golden can play X, but he plays it a little bit differently, but it wouldn't be Burden or Egbuka. Right. So as a fan, just get used to that possibility. Okay, and would Harbaugh take? I'm going to Tyleik Williams.
I've seen him get some first-round love lately.
School up north.
So, Loveland, Williams, Higgins, McMillan, and then Tyleik Williams. Okay, so Dalton, what are you thinking for the Chargers?
The first guy I got, best fit for them would be Gray Zabel. He's on the board.
Okay.
Well, I got to see the board first, actually. If Kenneth Grant's on there. Now, Starks, Loveland, Williams, Burden. Yeah, Zabel looks like he hasn't got taken, so yeah, give me Gray Zabel. That's far down for them. Second one, I got running back Amarion Hampton. And then Kenneth Grant, if he's available. If not, I'll got somebody else. Kenneth Grant seems like he's going early in all these, so.
Yeah.
Kenneth Grant went 16 to the Cardinals.
So I had Golden on here, but I like the McMillan fit better since he's on the board. Golden's already off anyway, so give me Tet.
So Golden is here. Do you take him over Starks and Walker?
Now, give me Jalen Walker for sure. If he falls this far, I don't see a hardball passing on him. He could play him at linebacker or edge.
Hardball, get him right.
Yeah, these Georgia guys are just falling, man.
Golden or Loveland?
It comes down to Golden or Loveland for me. Golden's, I just don't love him as a prospect, and Loveland's a Michigan guy. Give me Loveland for sure. Wow, Gray Zabel got a D.
He was pretty far down the board.
How you feel about that, Dan? I know he's a big Gray Zabel fan.
It just means that you were
fans don't like him. The Chargers fans don't like him.
Well, you were probably one of the first people to put Zabel to the Chargers.
Right. Okay.
Why? Right. So one person doing one draft doesn't change.
They're gonna move him up. Yeah.
But if you do it over and over and over again, we'll get there. Okay. So Daniel, you haven't done the Chargers yet, have you?
No. Would love if James Pierce was going here.
Izaraku was my next one.
Yeah, I got Pierce.
So Pierce should be here. You like Pierce for the Chargers?
Yeah, Pierce should probably be there for sure.
Yes, Pierce.
Fans don't like him, bro.
Wow.
He's behind Ashton Gelati.
Oh, wow.
I'm looking.
Oh my God, he's always there. They got him behind. Dude, I don't even know who that guy is, I don't think. Yeah, the fans don't love Pierce, man. I'm telling you, I was sleeping on James Pierce. Maybe at coachable, we'll see. Athleticism
is Jaden Higgins gone, I assume?
No, probably not.
Nope.
Higgins, yes, Jaden Higgins.
Do you like Higgins?
I do. Yeah, he's probably I like him more than Tet, honestly. I think he's gonna have a better career than Tet.
Okay, Tet's here.
There he is. Let's go with Tet. Let's see what grade they give those. Let's see what
I got A+.
Yeah, Tet will be your A+. He was at the top of the board.
Yeah. Good pick. Walker, Starks,
Walker's here. The other Georgia guy is here.
Let me get Walker. Yeah, Starks, man. He's. I don't know.
The more I watch, the more I realize how undersized he is for a safety.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be that guy. But here he is, top of the board. And then Loveland. Oh, yeah, Loveland. Love Colston Loveland right here.
2 A+. Okay, so we are
Green Bay.
We're going to 23, which is Green Bay. So before we do Green Bay, why don't we pause for a quick commercial? So Daniel, would you like to introduce yourself to our Draft Professor audience and let the good people know how they can find you?
Yeah, my name is Dan Syme. I run Home Squad Sports here at Dalton. You can find me just at Home Squad Sports on all our platforms. We're on Facebook, Reddit, Instagram, Twitter, you name it. We're on there. We do weekly show of college football. We try to help recruits as well. So we cover football camps. We were just at Elite 11 last week. Actually, yesterday we just got back. I got crazy sunburnt. But, yeah, we were covering quarterbacks yesterday and some other guys got some interviews and try to help some guys get recruited and cover college football pretty much. So you know, find us at Home Squad Sports, and we have a weekly show just about every Thursday.
Cool. Dalton?
Well, you covered the Home Squad Sports part. I got my own personal, but that's the one we go off of sports. So if you want to follow me, follow Home Squad Sports. You'll see everything we got going on. And that's about it. And he covered it all. I'm with him. So,
well, I welcome both of you from Home Squad Sports to the channel. I think Daniel has been on the channel once before and has also participated in some of the 32 GM mocks. And I think, Dalton, you said you did one of the 32 GM mocks as well.
Yeah, with the Giants.
Yeah. So they've been involved with the channel. We got them both on camera. That's really fortunate for Draft Professor. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Draft Professor, we have daily draft content. So today we are giving you first round options, and we're covering 17 through 25 of the draft order. Tomorrow, we're actually going to do 25 through 32. And then I believe on Thursday we're circling back around and we're going to start, I believe, at like 6 and go like 6 through 12. And we're just going to keep doing this because when we do this, the boards change. And that's part of what makes this simulator unique is that when you come in, you're mock drafting against what other fans are thinking in that situation. So your first rounds on this one should be much more unique. And then the more you do, you might even be able to lock in your team's second round pick. So that's kind of the idea behind the simulator. Daily draft content. We're going to have podcasts going right up through drafts, right up through the Wednesday before the draft. So give us a like, give us a follow. The best thank you can give is to hit the subscribe on YouTube. Please and thank you. And you can, and I probably didn't mention this. You can follow the channel at NFL Draft Fanatic. No I in Fanatic. It is the same on YouTube as it is on Twitter. With that being said, the Green Bay Packers are on the clock. And Daniel, this is your team, so I'm going to let you go first.
All right. Yeah, we need a lot of help in a lot of places. It's not the greenest of pastures right now, even though we'd like it to be. We got the draft in Green Bay though, so that's a plus. We'll take it. So all right. So yeah, I love this first year. Michael Williams is my first player for them, so let's go ahead and take him. Love.
And it's good. That's good that when your brain hits what other Packers fans like. He seems to be a very fun pick for the Packers this season.
Yes. And then Zari Thompson was on my fourth player. I don't want to take him here, but I think I have him on the list, so I guess we'll go ahead and take him. Yeah. Let's go ahead.
He's at the top. Smart choice.
He's shooting for his A+.
He's on the list. Take him.
I mean, we need help everywhere. It's bad. It's bad. All right, Malachi. I don't agree with that. Malachi Starks maybe, but if Evan Warrior's on the board, I think I'm going to take him any day of the week over him. So yeah.
I like that.
Green Bay fans are just going to assume he's not on the board. That's why
production versus potential argument there.
I know we've just
Starks produced. He started 3 years, but I don't love him either. I'm on your side, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I have to take the athletic freak over that. But okay, then we have Harmon there as well, which I do like. Where's Tyler Booker's at here?
He's there.
Yeah, give me Tyler Booker. Yeah, Tyler Booker. We need to keep Jordan Love upright so he can throw picks.
Hey, Jackson Dart might be here.
Oh, I wouldn't hate
him. That would be great.
We're up for Jordan Love. He led the nation in picks, so we'll see coming into the draft. All right, so Malachi Starks as well as Harmon and Tet. Wow. Let me go ahead and get Tet here. I would really like it for us to get Jaden Higgins over him. If we swap those out, but wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, so Dalton, we'll put you on the clock for the Packers next. So what are you thinking?
Initially, I want tackle if any good ones are on the board.
Okay. I have a feeling that there's going to be a few.
Kelvin Banks.
Banks is here.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
That was my first guy on the list for him, so that's perfect. All the fans love Shamar Stewart, huh? He ain't available.
No.
Yeah, no, I don't like him at all. But give me Michael Williams then. I want an edge for him, so
we need it.
Yeah.
Clay Matthews ain't walking through that door.
Got a linebacker for me. Jihad's gone. Okay, that's all I want to know. Let's go corner then, please. Give me Maxwell over Azarea.
Don't hate that at all. We need speed.
Yeah, I need speed. Yeah, he's a Jair replacement. Jair's athletic freak. This guy is too. So
if we get burned, it's usually deep.
I had Eamon Worry on the list, so yeah, go ahead and give me him. Stewart and Campbell are gone. Malachi Starks, Harmon, Thomas. Give me Azarea. They need corner help.
Okay, so Banks, Williams, Hairston, Emimori, Thomas.
Solid draft.
Yeah, so we have several draft professors that are Packers fans. One of them is Newt. He podcasts on Thursdays. He loves Kelvin Banks to the Packers.
Oh, me too. If he falls there, that's a great pick for them.
Yep.
They're really good at developing linemen, so they rarely draft them early. If they draft one early, watch out.
And then another draft professor, Brian Maffey, podcasts Saturdays at 10 a.m. And he gives me a lot of rules for the Packers as far as what the measurements are. It won't be a wide receiver.
No receivers, yeah.
Yeah, so he gives me a lot of rules. So I do think Michael Williams is a popular pick. And I was shooting for the A+ there, so that was why I picked him there.
Hey, fair enough.
And then Azare Thomas meets all of the Green Bay measurement thresholds.
Yeah.
Length, athleticism. So that was why I did Thomas there. I would definitely say Hairston is in the discussion. And then I don't know if Morrison or Revel meet the athletic thresholds.
I don't think so for the Packers.
But there is another guy down here that's an athletic
Porter.
freak, and I'm calling Darian Porter as a possibility to the Packers in round one.
He's so athletic.
He's probably not the best tackler in the world.
He's so raw still. I mean,
Yep.
he's played corner for like 2 seasons.
And then I know that Derek Harmon, because he has pass rush upside. So if we look at the defensive tackle board, when I was talking to Brian, he said Williams and Collins would be good, but they would have to be round 2 picks because round 1 has to have a pass rush if the Packers are drafting him. That's Harmon. So if he's available, he's definitely going to be on the short list of Packer choices. And then my last one, so Jihad Campbell's available. But I'm going to go Izaraku to the Packers. So my first 2 are A+, and then it starts looking like my normal report card.
That's weird there.
I am proof in life, everybody, that you can be a B student and not completely F up your life. So
Same.
Okay, so the Vikings are up. So I'll do the Vikings first. My immediate thought, at one point, I thought they needed corners, and somebody said it's not as high of a need. Like they need to add some to the depth chart, but their corner, if they draft a corner, they're not going to start.
You won't start year 1, yeah.
So you can see that the board is stacked here a little bit. I am going to look and say Donovan Jackson because they do need interior line help. And then I will also do Zabel.
Love that.
Good pick.
Hate the team, love the pick.
Okay, and then I think if Harmon's there, he's in the conversation. They need a little bit on the interior.
He's my second ranked for the Vikings. Yeah, they really need interior pass rush.
Okay. Emimori going to Brian Flores, that almost feels cliche. So, and I know that there is at least one Vikings follower of the page that loves Emimori to the Vikings. Okay. So now, if Emimori, Harmon, Zabel, and Jackson are off the board, what do they do if the board looks like this? And like we see Colston Loveland drop, but they already have a tight end. I'm actually going to say Kelvin Banks. So again, not my best report card. But
that'd be a heck of a pick for them right there.
Yeah.
Go with the guys you like. Go with the guys you like.
So Daniel, you are up for the Minnesota Vikings.
All right. Let's sell the team and get rid of all the picks. But I have a pretty similar list, kind of, just definitely position wise. All the other picks. I'm curious to see where they have a few of these guys. Okay, so let me go ahead and get Trey Amos as number 1.
Good corner.
So you have corner as a pretty high need for Minnesota?
Yes, number one need for them right now, I think.
You see, somebody talked me out of that.
I think this number 1
need. I mean,
O-line help and running back help later on. But I can see them going any 3 of those ways. Any 3 of those ways I can see them going. And then Azari Thomas, go ahead and give me that as well. Have to take him as well. He was number 1 on my board for them. Then right here, go ahead and give me Josh Connerly.
I love it.
Nice.
We're definitely getting some new names. That's why I love doing this with different people.
And then this one's might be off the wall. Hopefully he's still on here. I love Travion.
We could do Will Campbell if he fell.
Travion Henderson?
Yeah. I want Travion Henderson right here. Yep.
Okay.
Honestly, I think they're going to go.
I don't think it's too out of a reach.
I think
He's a great pass catcher, man.
Thomas is out, then it'll be a toss-up between Connerly and Henderson for them. And then, okay, here's some interesting names right here.
McMillan? Wow.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me McMillan. I have Golden on my actual list.
McMillan, Jefferson, and Addison. Good luck. No way.
I didn't think Henderson would be a popular pick, but I think Connerly. I mean, I've been big on Connerly since we got to see him up close at Senior Bowl. I think he's a guard long term. Like, he's higher ceiling at guard. He's still coming into his body. He's really young.
Yeah.
But, a lot of people still have him a tackle, which I don't hate, but I think he's a Mekhi Becton Jr. You're just going to see better football from him at guard, I think. There's not too many just prototypical towers at tackle this year, you know. That's why I think Carson Vincent's moving up rapidly.
You get a D-tackle for me?
Tyleek, Alfred Collins, TJ Sanders.
All right, go to corner. I don't like any of them first round.
Amos, Thomas, Morrison, Revel, Hairston.
Give me Azariah Thomas. I think they need D-tackle the most, but there was none on the board.
This part right here for D-tackle is so sketchy. You might as well just try to.
Yeah, they're all off the board. I mean, Tyleek Williams, I don't love him first round.
I mean, second round is just you can get a Darius Alexander, you can get a Deion Walker. I mean,
Malachi Starks is off the board on this one. Finally.
Yeah, he went to the Chargers.
Oh, he finally went. Well, all right, I'll take him in Maury instead. This is the one place I want Starks.
Yeah, right when we need him, he's gone.
I got 3 more picks. He'll surely be available on one of these.
Yeah, he has to be.
Yeah, so if you think of it this way, right?
Because
the board is relatively predictable how it's going to fall.
Mm-hmm.
So if Starks is going to Green Bay, at minimum the 5th time we do it, he's going to be available because whichever player we pick is going to replace Starks.
Oh, okay, perfect. Can I get a guard? Give me Booker, yeah.
Like that.
He's all over the board, man.
I'm really curious to what JJ McCarthy's going to do there.
Michael Williams, Will Campbell. All right, Will Campbell falls this far. I've taken him.
Yeah, that's a great pick too.
I don't care if you need a tackle or not. Moving to guard.
I mean, a lot of people I think Will Campbell is going to slip. I think all of a sudden, but.
Oh, they're Starks. Yeah. All right. Yep. Starks is the last pick for them. They needed safety help for sure.
Those are solid picks. Oh yeah, I like this.
Yeah, good picks. Good picks.
Okay, so Brandon, are you still here? We can do like the extra special bonus for the Texans. So let's mix this one up and let's like do this one together.
Okay.
Daniel, what are you thinking the Texans need to do, and why is it offensive line?
Connerly all day. Connerly's number one for me for them, all day.
And you can see the tackles are all stacked right at the top of the
Connerly over Banks.
Give me him.
Banks on the board. I'm taking Kelvin.
Young. Connerly's young, man. He's so young.
They need receiver help too, a lot.
I think they do, but I also think like you can go to the veteran free agent market, like Amari Cooper, and sign him to a 1-year deal after the draft after you see what you get. I think when you have a young quarterback, I would do offensive line first, offensive tackle first, because offensive tackles, if you draft the right one, are playing for your team for 12 years.
Yeah, that's true.
There's only one other position that plays for your team that long, and it's a quarterback. So if you draft an offensive tackle and you hit, you don't have to worry about drafting that position high for 12 straight years. So
the odds of hitting on a first-round lineman are like not one of the lowest of any positions, though. It's up there with quarterback, like you said. You get guys undrafted that are Hall of Famers, linemen, you know.
Yeah,
that's the only argument.
Somebody did they had a really good graphic of like every team's starting offensive lineman and what their arm length was and what round they were drafted in. And the summary is the longer armed guys go in rounds 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I think that's just that was what I got out of it. So a lot of teams are getting their starting offensive tackles in rounds 1, 2, and 3, a few in round 4 and a few later. But the earlier the offensive lineman is, the longer the arms are.
I agree.
What are you thinking for the Texans?
Kelvin Banks is on the board, so yeah, give me Kelvin. Like you said, their O-line's terrible now. Tunsil gone.
Can't believe they got rid of Tunsil.
They had Titus Howard out there now. Not great.
That's crazy they got rid of him.
I'm going to say Caleb Johnson.
Ooh, love Caleb Johnson.
Like that Caleb Johnson in round 1, there was buzz about that at the beginning of the draft cycle. I felt like that's cool, but
I'd have to give that pick an F if I was like evaluating after the draft, though. I just gotta be honest. Okay, they got Joe Mixon right now, you know.
I like that he's a power.
Mixon gets hurt a lot, and like Brandon knows that I've mock drafted some running backs to the Texans before. I'm confident Brandon doesn't like that pick either, but I'm doing it to make a point that I think Caleb Johnson in this section of the draft is on the table for teams that do a zone running scheme.
Oh yeah, he's definitely the best zone back in the draft.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay, so Daniel, what are your thoughts if Connerly, Banks, and Caleb Johnson are off the board?
Well, let's see now. Simmons, I do like.
Ursaray.
Yeah, Ursaray, yeah, he's a beast. Let me go to Ursaray. Yeah, I like that. I like him. I think they need to get creative as they can. I think Ursaray is one of the few, more tackles that we need. Cookie cutter tackles, huge. He's one of the few guys when we've seen at Senior Bowl when it was time for media, you're like physically scared of. Like all of them, I guess to a certain extent, but he's only like the short list of guys. Like, oh my gosh, he's huge up close. He's huge.
So Dalton, what are you thinking here for the final Texans pick?
Oh, the board falls like this. I'm a huge Chet fan. I think he's going to be a perennial Pro Bowler, in my opinion. So you got to take him here. I think if you're Stroud and you don't take him, you're pissed. So
cool. Yep. And right now, it didn't like my Caleb pick. I'm just going to let everybody know.
I think the team's great, just maybe a little higher. But I do
it's a star.
I like the team.
For a running back that can't catch passes, really.
I think Caleb Johnson's not going to be one of those guys that's just you're never going to have to deal with him being a prima donna. He's just going to take the ball and run it at 150 miles an hour and effort. And they need a guy like that. I think Stephon Diggs set them back some time a year, and I think they're happy to get going with that. But them giving up Tunsil is just like, what are you doing? I mean, do they want C.J. Stroud not to make it to his next contract? I don't know, but I don't know. We'll see.
Cool. Well,
yeah, I love it.
So I appreciate doing this. So one of the things I like about doing this, it definitely lets me show off the simulator a little bit. And no other draft simulator has that. But we just went through and we analyzed 9 different teams' first rounds, right? So I designed the simulator for podcast content. So yeah, you can go use it on your own and stuff. And yeah, that's fun too. But I think from let's call it content creation standpoint, if we were to have spent more time in any one of those teams and said, look, how many different ways could we see the first round going? We could even see that we flipped the boards for a few of the teams. Like by the time we got to Minnesota and Houston, the players that we had put at the top of a team's board were the ones that were going.
Yeah.
And that's also part of the flexibility of the simulator. If you want the first round to go a certain way, if you do enough mock drafts and you do that first round challenge enough, you're going to be able to get the first round to go the way that you want to try to work through a scenario that you may have in your head. As long as you know to do the mock drafts fast enough so that nobody else comes in and does one and ruins your board while you do it.
Yeah, we've used your simulator, I think, twice on our podcast. So I think twice or 3 times we've done our podcast. So, yeah, I love it. I think the AI is quick with it. Yeah, I mean, we've had a heck of a time. I mean, it's the only simulator I've used this whole time, and it's been great. I think it just puts everything like the rankings and getting to your players. My favorite feature is when you can multi-select positions, and it'll still keep them in order between draft order. That's my favorite. Is when you can multi-select. If I'm looking for an offensive lineman, I might want to bring up my center guards and tackles. So at the same time.
Well, thank you for that. I appreciate meeting the people that use the simulator. That's part of what makes this podcasting thing fun. We have been going here for the better part of 80 minutes. For Dalton, Daniel, myself, there are 60 people at Draft Professor now. For all of us, thank you for watching. We will see you on a podcast again tomorrow. So thanks, everybody.